You're listening to New Talk on WNSR New School Radio.
Well, we're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Today I'm moving on up with Marla Gibbs, who played Florence on the TV sitcom The Jeffersons, which is one of my all-time favorite shows. Everyone knows Florence as the wise-cracking maid who made everyone laugh while poking fun at George, played by Sherman Hemsley. But what is Marla Gibbs like in real life? And how did she get her start in acting? I find out from the legend herself. I would like to welcome Marla Gibbs to WNSR New School Radio.
Did you always want to be an actress?
Really wanted to be a singer more than an actress. I didn't really see that much acting in Chicago or Detroit.
What is one of your fondest memories of being on The Jeffersons?
Oh, there's so many. There's the one with Billy D. Williams, and then there was the one where I get fired and I quit. I got fired, but I said I quit. I dressed up like an Aunt Jemima because he said the only way he could take me back if I came back as a respectful maid, a real maid, so I came back as Aunt Jemima.
Talk about 227.
That was a play I was doing in my theater. I had a theater run mostly by my daughter. We did the play 227. She produced it and hired me to be in it. And also Hal Williams and also Regina King. And we did that show with Ellen Martin also. And it got such wonderful reviews, and it was so popular that it kept running. It ran for almost 6 months. And so it ran long enough for everybody to hear about it, and Norman Lear wanted to come and see it. I had invited him, but he had never responded, so he saw me on the lot. He said, I hear you have a great play. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, I want to come and see it. So I said, well, you better come tomorrow because we're closing. So he came to see it, him and his wife, and they had to sit in the back. And afterwards, he asked me what was I doing with it. And I told him I was talking to Universal. And he said, have you signed anything? I said, no, they haven't gotten around to talking about any money. So he said, call my office. I did. So Norma saw it as a Broadway show. And I saw it as a movie of the week. Brandon Tartikoff saw it as a series. So we ended up at NBC, running for 5 years. And I had asked for Helen Martin, who was in the play. We had a blind man in the play, and they didn't want to go with that, so I asked them for Helen Martin, and they gave her to me. And then I asked for Hal Williams because we had already had a relationship as husband and wife in the play, and so I felt that we had chemistry. And so I fought for him and got him, and then Jack Kay came out to read for it. Well, we hired Regina because she looked a lot like Hal. She was in the play, so they ended up with her. And then Jack Kay came out to read for the part of Rose, and then she asked to read for the part of Sandra. And she was so funny that I said, this is her. And they said, no, they really wanted, what was her name? Anyway, they went with Jack Kay.
I read somewhere that you and Jackie Harry had some kind of backstage feud. What was that about?
That was never a feud. That's about people wanting to create controversy. I mean, her people might have played into a little bit, thinking that that's the way you build things. You know, I just never was a fan of that approach.
In your career, can you remember any instances where you were discriminated against because of being African American?
No. I've only run into love. People, when we were doing 227, there was a white couple that ran up to us and said, you're doing us. And Hal and I laughed. I've only run into a lot of love, and I really appreciate it.
What do you think most people would be surprised to know about you?
That I'm really more shy than I am. They never would have guessed that I didn't talk a lot.
Yeah. I also heard that you're somewhat of a health nut. You believe in healthy eating and...
Oh, I do. I do believe you are what you eat, and I do believe we should be more vegetarian, but it's just difficult to do. I'm trying to do it. I don't succeed all the time.
What would you say to young people if someone came to you and said, I need advice on getting into the acting industry? What would you tell them to line up and secure?
All the time. First of all, if you're interested in doing something, you should learn all you can about it, and then you should prepare yourself and train for it. And you must have faith and believe in yourself and believe that you're connected to God and that it's not your business when it's going to happen, but you must have faith that it will, and you must keep working towards it.
What else do you want to do in your career that you have not done?
I really am a dramatic actress, and I've only gotten a chance to do that a couple of times. What I trained for, but comedy came up, and that's what I was hired for, so that's what I did.
How would you like to be remembered?
That she loved all people, that she believed in spirit. She believed she was one with spirit.
Moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Thank you for listening. This is Roy Paul for WNSR New School Radio.
We finally got